Hey guys, what is going on? Me and Anthony have been doing a lot of brainstorming recently, and we decided that it was time to switch something up. We're going to continue doing the same old videos we've always been doing, but on top of that, we are also going to be introducing something called Ecom Street Shorts. That's kind of the name we have for it right now. The name doesn't matter. All you need to know is that every single week, we're going to be aiming to jump on quick 15-minute Zoom calls with people in the e-commerce space that have done tremendous things, such as running 7-figure brands, 8-figure brands, building some kind of Shopify app, and everything in between. There's so many people out there with so much talent, and so we're just gonna interview them, talk to them. We're just gonna chat e-commerce for 15 minutes and try giving the audience, so you, as much insight as possible just from our conversation. Give you some tips and just overall help you become a better entrepreneur. So this is the first episode of the shorts, and we couldn't think of to feature anyone else but Mr. Dave Nash. A lot of you have probably already heard of him. If you haven't heard of him, I'm gonna link his Discord server, his YouTube and Instagram and everything below in this description, and I'll be on the video as well. But Dave has ran 7-figure brands, he's exited a brand, and he's just done so much more. I'm not gonna say too much because we actually talk about it in the video. That's all I wanted to say in this video, guys. So I'm gonna jump into my computer now and just pull up the Zoom recording of our phone call. Hope you guys enjoy. Stick around. Here we go. Today, I'm here with Dave Nash. A lot of you that are probably watching this video may have already heard of him. So we're just on the phone here today on Zoom. We're just going to chat a little bit about ecom, his background story, some piece of advice for everyone watching, and pretty much everything in between. So Dave, what's up?
Yo, thank you so much, Corey. I've been following Ecom Street for a while, ever since that original meme page. Unfortunately, it got taken down, but everyone needs to go follow the page right now. Thank you for inviting me. I'm excited to talk about my background and give some tips to everyone.
Yeah, for sure. So I guess, first of all, yeah, you're welcome for being here. I'd love to have you here. A brief overview of your past with ecom. What first got you into it? Did you ever have a job? Like, was it always ecom, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, for sure. I can talk about that. So what people don't know about me usually is that I actually started ecom when I was in middle school. I was like an OG eBay seller. So I used to play the piano, and when you play the piano, you have to get like music sheets in order to figure out like what notes to play. Well, when I was 12, I literally would make those music sheets like myself, like on some software, and I would like put them into PDFs and post them on eBay for like 99 cents. And I would get like 1 or 2 sales a day every single day. And to this day, I still get sales for that. So like literally like $1 a day, $2 a day. But back then, like literally every 3 to 4 days, I would go over to ShopRite and buy like Pokemon cards or Yu-Gi-Oh cards with that money. My dad helped me set up with the PayPal and everything. So that was like my first e-commerce venture. And then I did that basically throughout high school. And then in college, I was reselling clothing. That's where I got like most of my marketing chops. So for everyone who's just starting out, definitely look into reselling. I know Gary Vee had, the garage selling and stuff like that. Like that literally works. Like that worked 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and it works to today. Right. And even better today because Facebook Marketplace is huge. Craigslist is still huge, and you can still sell on eBay, Poshmark, etc. So definitely if you're starting out, you don't have that much capital, get into flipping. And that's literally what I did. I would import clothing, like designer clothing, find really good finds at vintage stores, and I would sell them on like my own website. Back then, like in 2014, I was using Squarespace. Shopify wasn't really that big of a thing back then, but I was using Squarespace to host my own website, and I would just sell my clothes. Yeah, so then after I went to college and then started my first very, very big Shopify store, which was basically a skincare company that sold skincare tools. And I ran that for 2 years from 2017 to 2018, exited that, and then I started another beauty company, and recently just acquired an equity position into a jewelry company. So I can talk about that a little bit later as well.
Right on. I love the thing you said about flipping, reselling, all that kind of stuff. It's literally like the golden business model. When I first started out with ecom too, and I had smaller budgets and wasn't like doing crazy numbers, I was looking to get any sale possible. And so what I would do is take like 50 products off AliExpress, list them all on my marketplace account, and whenever someone wanted to buy one, I would ship it to them like fast. And they love that.
That works. That actually works.
They love that. I used to do that all the time. To move forward with this call, like to transition now, people kind of know about what you're about, what you've done. I kind of want to just like talk about more about advice, I guess, you have for people. If they're starting out with ecom, is there a certain sector that they should focus on more? Is it marketing? Is it product? Is it, HR, logistics? Like there's so many things to juggle with. Like, is there like a golden route, I guess?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely when it comes to e-commerce, the number one thing is marketing. So of course, you always need the backend systems in place. So for example, like financial knowledge, supply chain knowledge. But in my opinion, you literally don't even have a business if you don't know how to drive traffic to your website. So in order to attain mastery in the finance side, in the supply chain side, in the customer service side, first you need to learn how to market. And when it comes to marketing, and what I love about marketing is there's so many different ways to do it. You can go the organic route and do TikTok, Pinterest, just posting on Instagram, building a brand, or you can just do performance marketing, which is basically Facebook ads, Google ads, Snapchat ads, TikTok ads, whatever it is, influencers, where you pay to get traffic to your website. But best of both worlds, you basically combine them and you can create a powerhouse that can like have 50% organic and 50% performance marketing.
Right.
So basically my advice to people who are starting is definitely learn all the different types of marketing. One way you can do that is you can listen to a lot of marketing podcasts, and then you could read some marketing books. I would recommend a lot of copywriting books. So breakthrough advertising, scientific advertising, boron letters. These are really good things that I've read like front to cover, like cover to the back, literally like 3 or 4 times to let all of the knowledge sink in. Copywriting is in every single thing you do when it comes to e-commerce. From the Shopify website, when you write your product description, on Facebook ads, when you're doing, the captions for the video or the ad copy for the actual ad itself. Copywriting comes in so many different forms. So if you can actually understand how to do copy, which is basically understanding consumer psychology and how to talk to the customers, then you can do a lot of things in e-commerce.
Right on. Yeah, I totally agree. I actually tweeted about this recently where like I think a lot of people, especially when it comes to Facebook ads in 2021, so many people spend so much time in the ad set level and seeing what audiences are working and whatnot, and not enough time in the ad level and seeing what's actually working. And recently, what we've been doing is just pumping in like 10, 15 creatives brand new into each ad set and just letting those run and spending a lot more time in the ad level because, like you said, copywriting and just the whole creative is like the determining factor, not like the ad set you run.
Yeah, and a good way to understand what ads are good is, guys, you literally can just go to ads library and look up the best companies in the world. Don't look up brands like, like Rolex or like Mercedes or like the big brands, because they have such amazing brand saturation that they don't give a fuck what their ROAS is on Facebook. They're just throwing ads out there basically. Look for brands that are really performance based. So for example, Warby Parker or like Casper, or brands like that, where basically it's, or Gymshark, where it's very important for their paid ads to work really well. And then
Right.
you can get a lot of inspiration for creative and copy.
Right. I agree. The ads library is literally a free tool that I use like every day.
Yep.
I've heard endless stories from endless people about they've had their first winner, they find their first like winning brand, and they're scaling really fast because they have the Facebook ads and the budgets to do so. And then a month down the line, the business is profitable, but they have no cash and they're running into cash flow issues. Do you have any insight on that? And I guess like tips on managing the whole cash flow?
Yeah. So the first thing I'd say is obviously credit cards. If you don't have a credit card, then what you need to do is, like, say you're like 18, 19, and you're about to get into e-commerce, just open up your first card like as soon as possible. Like there's no reason to be of legal age to open a credit card and not have one, because you can literally open like a Discover student card with a $500 limit. And then with that, you can keep using it, literally go to the store and then buy some Oreos or whatever it is you want to buy. And you could just build your credit from there, so that every time, maybe 6 months down the line, 12 months down the line, when you actually need that cash flow, you can literally open up another credit card with a higher limit of like 3,000, 5,000, 10,000. And then you can use that for cash flow. And then obviously if you're scaling even higher, there's companies like Brex, Clearbank, and then worst case, if worst comes to worst, Shopify Capital and PayPal Capital. They don't have the best rates, but you can definitely use those if you have a really profitable business. If your business is borderline profitable, I wouldn't take any debt. Don't take any debt. Just use credit card, borrow from like a family member or whatever, because say like your business is borderline and you take out a Shopify Capital and then your business tanks, well, now you owe 10,000 to Shopify, and it's going to be really hard for you to actually open up another Shopify if you don't pay off the original Shopify, because it's going to be tied to like your social security number and everything. It's going to be sent to collections basically.
Right. Yeah, I've had endless chats with my accountant, and every single time we talk, he says, Corey, like your business is profitable as hell. It's just the cash. Like it's just the cash flow. Like you guys are like cash flow, like neutral / negative. Like you need to get your hands on cheap debt. And so we're in the process of doing that as well. So yeah, definitely Clearbank. And I think you said, what are they called? Hex?
Brex,
Brex.
Brex.
Yo, Dave, we're trying to keep these videos super quick and straight to the point for my audience. And so I guess I go 1 or 2 minute pointer here and like to wrap it up just for people that like, I guess like key takeaways on brand and marketing, all kind of stuff. What do you got there?
Okay, for sure, dude. I'd say the one thing that I've been kind of thinking of and brainstorming and talking to people about for 2021 and moving forward is like a huge shift in focus on product. So a lot of people like dropshippers, they just use AliExpress, whatever. Like, yeah, like you can get sales and maybe the product is good, maybe it's not, but the product experience obviously isn't going to be the greatest, right? It's going to be like some Chinese packaging. It's going to come 3 weeks late, et cetera, et cetera. The product quality might not even be that good. So like number one thing for moving into 2021 is to focus on mainly your product. Like every time a customer complains about your product, that's basically a signal for you to say, okay, what can I change about my product? I need to make it better so that 100% of the time a customer gets your product in their hands, they'll enjoy it. And guess what happens if the customer enjoys the product? Then they're gonna join your community, because if a customer gets your product and says, okay, this is shitty, they're going to forget about your brand, maybe even charge back. But imagine if they get the product and it's fucking outstanding. They're literally going to be like, okay, I'm going to tap into like this Instagram and see what other people are saying. Like, I'm very interested. And then when you have a good community, then when a good product builds community, then the community is basically free marketing. Like everyone in your community is going to be like, okay, I have this product. Let me go spread it to as many people as I can, because for some reason, like people feel good about telling other people about like good purchases they get. Like, imagine if you made a purchase and it was like a bad purchase. You would never tell anyone. You'd be like embarrassed, like low key, to like actually tell people about it. So if you actually make people think that they got value for the money that they spent when the product gets into their hands, they're gonna put every single one of their friends on. Like literally gonna be like, yo, you gotta buy this. Like you gotta buy this. You gotta buy this. Like this is amazing. Look at the Instagram. It's so good. So moving into 2021, number one is product, and then product leads into community, and then community leads into word of mouth. And when you have word of mouth, you get free traffic. You don't have to pay a single cent for that traffic, because people are sharing to their stories. You're gonna post it on Twitter, post it on Facebook, whatever it is. So you can get free traffic to your store. And it's definitely more profitable than running Facebook ads.
I completely agree with that. Like, I know that I've watched a lot of Jeff Bezos, and two things he really talks about is like, number one, like customer obsession, where it's like, and customer support too, where it's like customer service shouldn't even be a thing where customers have to reach out to you. Like, it should just be like so good and simple and easy. Like they don't even have to reach out to you. Like it kind of just like, they don't even have to talk to you anymore. Like it's just so low maintenance. And then like the other thing you said, it comes down to word of mouth as well. Like Jeff Bezos literally says like word of mouth is one of the most powerful things in the world, no matter what. Like it doesn't always have to be like in person either. Like, yeah, you can see your friend at a coffee shop and tell them about it, but like things like Instagram and TikTok and Twitter and Reddit, like those kind of things can literally increase your brand like overnight. And as long as you have like a brand search campaign on, like you can measure that result and see how many people just are organically searching for your brand and trying to buy stuff. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up this call, guys. I want to thank Dave once again for jumping on real quick here on a nice Sunday afternoon. I'm going to link everything that he has, his Discord server, his Gumroad course. If you want to see his Facebook ad, PDF, that's all going to be linked below. And we're going to call it a day here, guys.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Corey, for having me on. See you at Ecom Street.
All right, guys. Peace. All right. So that's the video. Video's over. Our interview is done. Had a great conversation there with Dave, and just wanted to recap it for you guys. The product and marketing is literally one of the most important things in e-commerce. And as we had that conversation about choosing that product, it's pretty much the make or break of your business. That was kind of point number one that I just wanted to recap and give you for a key takeaway. And then number two came down to that first thing, where if you're newer and you have a tight budget, but you want to start and scale and grow an e-commerce business, flipping is that golden business model and that golden route that's going to take you there and give you more cash, that you can then use to distribute into your own business. Like I said back on that phone call, I used to take products from AliExpress, list them on my marketplace account, and when someone messaged me about them, I would say yes, ship it to them from AliExpress and make my profit. It was really that simple. If you want more information on that, you can join my Discord server and ask me about that. Those are two key takeaways that I just wanted to quickly mention, guys. If you enjoyed this first episode of Ecom Street Shorts, feel free to subscribe to my channel if you aren't already, drop a thumbs up or even a thumbs down if you didn't like it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.